Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to our video. And before we begin, couple of things, right? I was actually recording this video. It was actually going live, but then you know something happened. I had to check on it, but everything is fine now. But because it was live, I had to kind of end it. So here I am. We got to start all over again. So I do apologize for that. If you tuned in, because I know that there was like one or two people that were watching it. Anyway, okay. Hopefully, I won't get interrupted again, right? And another thing too, if you notice, if my face seems very blue, that's because that's my TV. I'm on my PS4. It's doing some dumb update, which we all know that takes a while. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that over with, because it could get pretty annoying. So, without a doubt, let's just get right to it, right? So, what we're gonna be talking about, Playmates Toys and how they've been pumping out a lot of stuff lately. I'm quite surprised, both with their Godzilla toys and their Ninja Turtle stuff. Honestly, I'm excited. I'm really am. I'm actually looking forward to what they got coming out. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, originally, I wanted to talk about the Godzilla stuff and the Ninja Turtle stuff in a separate video, which I'm still going to do that. So towards the end, I will briefly mention what they're going to be doing with their Ninja Turtle stuff. And today is just going to be specifically focusing on their Godzilla toys because we definitely got some things to cover. Even though we're only talking about mostly one figure, but we'll get right to it, right? So let's just get right to it, right? So they finally revealed the Ultimate Titan King Ghidorah. Now that honestly, that looks really cool. I don't know about you guys, but I really really dig the way this looks. Now I know that this might look all combobbled and all that, but you know, you had, obviously it shows you got to attach his wings. That's why the package kind of looks like that, because they go for the more open package route, which makes sense. I mean, I think that's fine. And here's another picture as well, showing off how he looks outside of the box. And I like that he's slightly posed. I think that's pretty good. I mean, that's better than just him and his standard pose, and in my opinion, at least they add something to the figure, which I could definitely appreciate that for sure. A pose, a King Ghidorah in a nice little pose. Yeah, that's great. We gotta admit it. A lot of King Ghidorah figures, it's hard to make a perfect King Ghidorah. And don't get me wrong, this one is not completely perfect either, but I think it's still pretty good nonetheless. I still think, once I see it in person, I'll tell you guys how it looks in perspective, because it looks pretty good from at least from from what we're seeing, even though these are just pictures from Ned Chang. And if you don't know who Ned Chang is, every time something Godzilla toy related comes out, he always covers it. So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, unfortunately, these figures don't really have a date set, so we don't really know when they're gonna come out. So I'm just gonna say that right now, just in case anyone asks, because I know in the past, whenever I talk about these new figures coming out and getting released, I remember I used to have people asking me like, when did they come out and all that, even though I tell them there's no date and whatever, which I'm not even gonna get into that. Let's just talk about the figure, right? So Ned Chang, he did post a video. I'm assuming it will be on his Twitter. I don't know. I only seen it through Luminous, because he does like all those news and all that. So it shows like the figure, and it shows how you got to attach the wings and all that. The other thing I want to mention too is that the figure doesn't come with any accessories except for the battle damage, which is fine because it's a pretty big figure all out. King Ghidorah is supposed to be one of Godzilla's like best villains throughout the series, so it makes sense, you know. And I mean, it looks like the character for the most part. People might complain about the paint and all that, but to be honest, you can't really do much with a King Ghidorah to begin with. I mean, fun fact, originally, like back in, I want to say it's either 1964 or 1965. Originally, when King Ghidorah made his first debut in his film Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, originally he was going to be like rainbow colors. He was going to be red, blue, gold. But then, like during set, the paint was coming off apparently, and the only thing that was left was just his golden color, and that kind of became his his how do I say it? I had the word right in my head. You get the point, right? So all I'm gonna say is the painting looks fine for the most part. I don't really see nothing wrong with it. We can't really go by much. These are kind of the pictures I could really find. Unfortunately, I know. I wish I could show off a little more. You could move the head separately too. I think that was a nice little touch you can do. That's great. And of course the battle damage, that's the usual. I think that's fine. Most people don't really like the whole battle damage feature, but I think that's pretty cool because it does give off more variety. So like if you want to pose some of your figures damage or not, I think that's pretty clever for the most part. That's also probably because Playmates kind of knew that they were reusing the same sculpt for some of their figures. I mean, do you know how many times they reuse Kong sculpts and Godzilla's? I mean, with Godzilla's, I could kind of forgive, but with Kong, it's like, come on, man. Especially that Hong Kong battle figure. Oh, come on. They could have done at least slightly better on it. I mean, it's like, what? No translucent. You just got to put purple and blue, and that's about it? I mean, yeah, it's a cool figure, but that's all you can really say, right? So without a doubt, Playmates is definitely getting a lot more better with their figures for sure. And you'd be blind to think if that wasn't true. Have you seen their 2014 Godzilla figure, City Destruction? Look how cool this looks. Come on, man. You can't tell me that that's not great. Come on. Even though he's in a pose, it doesn't matter. He still looks nice. I mean, you can still do some stuff with it. I mean, and look, we already got a lot of Godzilla figures as is in this line too. And so it was about time we finally got something different. So I would assume, I hope they would do more stuff with it, especially if they're going to be continuing the MonsterVerse and all that. They're going to be pumping up new figures eventually. I mean, heck, not too long ago we were talking about the Titan Tech variants where it's Godzilla and Kong but with bionic parts and some transformation, and it's like, what? It's so stupid, but it works. In my opinion, it actually works pretty well. I like it. I don't know. I can see what they're going for, with the whole gimmicks and all that. It's a wacky variant. Not to mention that those are technically the very first figures in the line to like not be based on the movies. Exactly. It's something wacky, something dumb. But I could kind of see what they're getting at. I could forgive that. I could appreciate what they're trying to do. Also, we gotta remember at the end of the day, these are technically kids' toys. I say technically because you know very well that adults are gonna be buying these like crazy, including me. Come on. There's no other company that are making Godzilla figures now. We used to have NECA, but then they lost the rights. And yeah, there's other companies like Bandai and Hyatt Toys. I think Hyatt, right? Was it Hyatt Toys? I know Super 7 has definitely been pumping out their own Godzilla lines and all that. I mean, I'm not too much into, so I can't really speak on the behalf of some of those. I don't really know much about them, and from what I'm seeing, I'm not too interested. I'm basic, all right. So I do apologize. And don't get me wrong, Bandai is legendary when it comes to their Godzilla stuff. Their figures will always be great. But because those are from Japan, you gotta be constantly ordering them online, and then that kind of becomes a bit of a pain sometimes. You're gonna be spending a lot of money on like shipping and tax and all that, and we all know how that goes. With how the things are in the world right now. So it's like, man, things are not looking good at all. Yeah, I mean, we'll be okay though, right? I mean, we got some sweet toys, right? That's a freaking nice King Ghidorah. So I know that the guy, he did compare it to Godzilla, and I think that they're roughly like the same height, except King Ghidorah looks slightly bigger because of the giant wingspan. His wings are huge, as you've obviously noticed. I don't know too much on the articulation, except that the legs, you could definitely tell you can move up and down. The heads are on a ball joint each, and I even seen that he can even remove it. I mean, not that that really matters, but just thought I mentioned that. As for the wings, I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know if you attach them and then that's it, or if they can slightly move. I don't know for sure. I know the tail moves, which is honestly great. Automatically, you win me over because these figures, especially Godzilla, he takes up a lot of space. I mean, with that tail. Luckily, he's in a pose. He's in a curl, right? But if you buy a Godzilla figure with a long tail, you're in trouble for sure. You better hope that you got room for that. Because yes, these figures are shelf hoggers. They definitely take up a lot of space, especially if you do plan on buying the bigger figures. If you don't have Giant Godzilla or Mega Godzilla, then those are great figures, but they will take up space. Just thought I'd let you know, just in case you don't have them, but you want to get them, which that's gonna be pretty hard because Godzilla vs. Kong, because of how popular the movie was, unfortunately, it did got to the point where scalping was pretty big, and unfortunately, as of recent, it's starting to become a problem again, which is something that obviously, I'm going to address that at one point. Even if I don't do it today, tomorrow, and I'm going to say something eventually because it is bull crap for sure. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen again with these newer figures. So far, I don't know if you guys saw my last toy hunt. I did went to Target and they did have some Godzilla figures, but not much. The Target's aisles were pretty empty. They still got stuff, but it's the same stuff I've seen from last time too. So it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I don't really have much to really mention, only because, well, that could be anything at this point. That could be, the shipping delays and all that, though. It could be with the gas prices too. Trucks aren't able to come in and deliver the stuff on time. So what I'm also trying to say too is that just in case, if this stuff, we know there's gonna be like a big delay for sure. These figures are gonna come out unexpectedly when we least notice. That's definitely been the case for sure. So all I can say is that if you do plan on buying these figures, be prepared just in case, because you never know when they're gonna come out for sure. So I guess that kind of ends that with the Godzilla stuff. So I'll briefly mention the Ninja Turtle stuff too, because they're made by the same company, of course. I mean, look, I get it. All right. Ever since they've been creating their own Ninja Turtle toys, that's kind of been the go-to for collectors, which makes sense. I get it. Their figures are perfection, and I hope that they keep doing more. Even though they're gonna run out eventually, but who knows? You never know the possibilities of what they'll do with the line. Who knows? But obviously, Playmates has always been known for making Ninja Turtles figures. So now that they're not really doing much with it. Lately, they've been doing like their own stuff, like their own 2-packs and whatever. But obviously, they've been met with criticism for sure. Not good, obviously, but I see what they're trying to do, so I'm not upset about it. I get it. Okay, that's pretty hard. All right, NECA basically took away their baby, but even though NECA's figures are spectacular, but that's not to say that Playmates is bad either. It's just you could kind of tell they're pretty lost. So I you can't really get upset with them with that part. But what I will talk about right now is their newest stuff with the ooh yeah, their packs, their box sets. They announced 3 box sets, of course. Um, I'll briefly talk about one only because I've been trying so hard to find more and more pictures, but I don't know. I try. This is one of them, the Sewer Heroes box set, which honestly, this has always been one of my favorite figures from the original toy line. I do own 2 of them. I own the Super Mikey and Super Dawn. Those were like the re-releases, the reissues that came out, and they were Toys R Us exclusives, if I remember. I think they were exclusive. I don't remember, right? And they were definitely one of the most like weirdest toy lines when they came out in the 90s or so, only because not just their uniqueness, but of course they came out right when the original cartoon was ending. So they were definitely one of their more weirder, bizarre, but kind of cool toy lines. Of course, they made 4 figures, Mikey and Donnie, like I mentioned, and they did one with Bebop and Rocksteady. Rocksteady, they call him Rhino Man, and Bebop, I think they call him like Super Bebop, something like that. But they were cool because their action feature was that if you twist them around, they do like a punch. And honestly, it's so satisfying. I don't know what it is. It's kind of cool. It's like a spring. I guess it's spring loaded. It's hard to explain. I don't think it's exactly spring loaded, but it's definitely something with a spring or something like that, right? They always include like a shield and some sort of weapon, and they also include a little buddy figure because the original Ninja Turtle toys, they were some of them always came with like little buddy figures, which was so cool. Even if they were just painted one color, it was fine. Imagine having a whole bunch of them; that'd be so cool, and I love that idea. I hope somehow in the near future they would kind of continue that. And they haven't forgotten about that because I know with Rise of TMNT, the April figure, she comes with like that weird pet uh cat creature. Okay, that's at least something because the figure itself, it's not bad, but it's not good either. I know. Originally, I remember during their the Nickelodeon TMNT line. Originally, they wanted to bring the Ice Cream Kitty, that weird I remember that I think they wanted to put Slash before he got mutated, and that weird chicken who got like that brain. They wanted to do that, but unfortunately, that never went through. That would have been a nice pack to have. But we'll see what happens in the future. I think there's still lots of possibilities. I mean, they literally like the other day they revealed they're gonna do Ninja Turtles and Stranger Things, and I was like, "What? That sounds so dumb." But after looking at the figures, they actually look kind of nice. I won't lie, and some people were quite surprised too. So I won't get too much into that because I already did a video on it. I don't know if you guys want to go check it out. But yeah, now there are other box sets too. This one is with the villains. I'm gonna try to remember. I know it came with Wingnut and Screw Loose, a Foot Soldier. Crap, I know Leatherhead. He was part of it too. I'm trying to think. There was one. I think Mutagen Man was also part of it as well. And those are all classic figures. They were from the 80s and 90s toy line. So hey, that's great. I know. I get that a lot of people don't really like these box sets, but we gotta understand that these are good for people that don't have these figures but want to own them. So at least there's that. And then the last one that I actually really, really like a lot is the Toon Turtles. Ooh, those are it's the most dumbest toy variants in the original toy line, but it's kind of unique in a way. And I'm honestly surprised that they're actually bringing that back. And after looking at the photos, they even come with their original accessories and everything. So they're not like borrowing and all that because there was a little issue with their movie star variants where they did a box set of that a couple of years back, but it wasn't that great. It wasn't completely bad, but there was some bad things about it. Especially the whole Splinter situation, right? They didn't use the original movie star Splinter. They just repainted and reused the Splinter from the original cartoon and try to paint them to look like the movie, even though they failed completely. Yeah, at least there's that, right? Okay. And yeah, I try looking around too. I wanted to find like some good pictures and then show it off, but unfortunately, this was the only ones I can really find. Um, uh, Yeah, I know. I forgot where it was. Not Hype Toys or USA Hype, something like that. Not that website, but there was a different one where they had the better quality pictures of the box sets. Because this is only just one of them, and like I say, there's definitely more. And for anyone that missed out, this is the Ninja Turtles and Stranger Things 2 packs I was talking about. Yeah, it's a weird combination for sure. It's such a weird idea, but I could kind of get the gist of what they're trying to do. Plus, they both are set in the 80s, so okay, I'll give them props for that, right? Let me just fix that. And okay, I'm gonna have to. No, okay, that's nobody. Okay. Yes, I'm expecting an important phone call, so I do apologize. Fun fact: that was one of the reasons I had to end the video earlier. So yeah, but I know it's stupid. I'm sorry, but anyway, let's continue. Uh, Not that there's much anyway. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. There's really nothing else. Like I say, the Ninja Turtle stuff, I definitely want to talk more about that in the next video because there's a lot more to dive into it. And that's something that, like I said, I don't want to like switch around. I want to talk about two of these things, but one got more information than the other. So it's like I don't want to make like a super super long video just talking about them. And it's like it's just me sitting down and all that explaining to you the information. I think it's better if I give you much more of a deep dive and show you more pictures. I think that's fair, right? That's fair. Even though Playmates, you're gonna take away my money, especially after now I got so much of it. I'm saving it up just to make myself feel better. Now I'm gonna run out again. If these things come out all at once, I doubt it because these packs, well, Godzilla, I don't think we need to worry about that. That you can find at Walmart or Target or pretty much anywhere. I would assume if you live in Canada, if you still got Toys R Us, I think you'll find them. I think so. I don't know. I don't live in Canada, you know. I live in shithole Connecticut, but that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. I'm still here, you know, hopefully, right, with my brain intact. Right, okay. And the Godzilla stuff, okay, fine. But the turtle stuff, so the Ninja Turtles and Stranger Things figures, those are, I would assume, Target exclusive. I don't know. They are appearing on their website, and for most of their 2 packs, I definitely seen them at Target, so that's probably your to-go-to spot, you know. With their Ninja Turtles and Cobra Kai 2 packs, I know that some people were finding them at like Best Buy and all that, and I'm like, wait a minute, when did Best Buy sell toys? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna question it. I'll just go with it, right? Yeah. And as for the box sets, you can find them online on Walmart's website. Oh yeah, that's fun. Oh man, you guys know how much I love Walmart, right? Right? Man, yeah, I wish this wasn't a Walmart exclusive. Why did it have to be a Walmart exclusive? Should I wait for the aftermarket? I don't think that's not a good idea because that's Scalper Central. You know that they're gonna be reselling these figures for a high price. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Only because the Ninja Turtles figures I've noticed with their retro stuff, their reissues don't really go for a lot online. Yeah, maybe you're gonna pay like a $20 or so, and yeah, that is a lot. But at least it's not like breaking the bank. You know, at least you're not paying like $50 for just one figure. At least we're not going that far. At least I hope we don't, but let me not jinx it. I'll save that for another video. So yeah, that's about it. We're gonna end it right here. Hope you guys stay safe out there. You know, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Some Godzilla, some Ninja Turtles. Two of my favorite things. Isn't that wonderful? Two of my favorite IPs made by the same company. Lovely. My wallet will be empty soon. Well, depends. Like I say, these things got no dates, so who knows? Just get prepared. So until then, hope you guys like the video. You know, dislike it if you dislike it. If you're not wow, I'm messing up my words. After I was doing so good, now my words are slipping up. I hate when that happens. If you like my channel, subscribe. If not, okay. So there we go. I'll put it at that. So that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the next one.